In order to, let me contrast for a moment. There's feedback and giving feedback, and then there's coaching. These are two different but related things. And coaching is very hip right now, so a lot of people might say, oh, you need to coach that person. But I think it's important to understand the distinction, because coaching is a very specific way of communicating, and really it's an art form. And not everyone who is a supervisor necessarily can or needs to be a coach for the people that they supervise. And likewise, not everyone even needs a coach. So a coach is someone who you trust, who is able to work with you really as a partner to help you improve yourself, or to work towards developing greater self-awareness and your ability to work through specific skills that you're trying to develop. So you might hire a coach to help you with public speaking, or with just interpersonal communication in general. You might hire a life coach to help you work out some of the things that are holding you back in your own life goals. I once hired a coach, and she was a general success coach. And I found it very helpful, because one thing that a coach helps you do is they help you figure out what the questions are that you need to be asking, not just how to move from A to B to C. So a coach is often asking you open-ended questions to help you sort through your own thinking and figure out where you might be stuck. It's a very generative process. So when you start a coaching relationship, you don't necessarily say, okay, we're going to have this many coaching sessions, and by the end of it, I'm going to know X, Y, and Z. Instead, you say, I hear that you want to work on your time management issues, so we're going to work together and see if I can help coach you through some strategies to address what might be going on with why you struggle with time management. So it's helpful to be directed in the sense that the person being coached identifies something that they need to work on. However, it's not like taking a course or going to a webinar where you're expecting to learn a specific skill set or specific learning outcomes. You're going to see it evolve, and you're going to actually explore the problem while you also work on what the solution might be. Now, because of that, and because of how it's really a relationship that you have with that coach, it's incredibly important that you have trust between the coach and the coachee, or the protege. Trust is essential, because you have to allow that person to help you dig into something that you're trying to work on. It's a really vulnerable position, and you're also trying to listen to them and allow them to help guide you to where the problem might be. And if you don't trust them, you're not going to be likely to allow them to help you be that mirror for you to see what you're not seeing in yourself. You're always going to be questioning, do they really have my best interests at heart? What are they trying to do? You know, if you don't have that basic trust, you're not going to be able to even listen to what that potential coach has to say. So I do want to give you permission. If you're supervising an AmeriCorps member and the relationship has gotten to a point where it's not great and you don't know if they trust you anymore, then you don't need to pursue coaching with that person. We'll talk in a minute about how you still will probably need to be giving them feedback. But in terms of an actual coaching relationship, you might not be the right person to have a coaching relationship with that AmeriCorps member if you feel like you've lost trust, or if you haven't been able to gain that trust initially. In that situation, if you feel like you don't have that baseline of trust, there might be someone else that AmeriCorps member has trust with. So you could still play a role in seeing if maybe you could connect them with someone or encourage them to have a relationship with someone they do trust to be able to work through some issues with a coach. So coaching can still be valuable, but you can only be the person's coach if you have that baseline of trust.